Can Bitcoin and Ethereum maintain the momentum? That's a very good question, burning on pretty much every crypto trader's mind. And now we got to figure it out, right? Some things are changing, and they're changing rapidly here in the order book. So we're going to take a look. I'm short on time today. I've actually got another live stream coming up with the Trading Parrot later today, so we'll get more in depth later on. But wanted to touch on some things for you guys before I head out for an appointment here. So let's just climb right into the charts real quick and see what we can reveal. We're obviously seeing a nice move here from Ethereum here the past couple of days, and of course Bitcoin bouncing off that 64K mark, but now seems to be headed for a retrace. So we're going to look at this and see if we can figure out what's happening here. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. Here we go. I'm not actually on the chart I want to be on, but we'll get there in a second. Okay. Let's quickly go over to the ETH chart because I want to touch on that first. ETH, we've had some news here, obviously, driving a pump that I think is a logical explanation. Yesterday we had some reporting from Blockworks that revealed that the SEC had dropped their case against ETH and Consensys. So that obviously was good news. Is it enough to push, ETH back to new all-time highs remains to be seen here. Obviously, this news comes just really a short time before, or we're hoping a short time before the ETH ETFs, which have already been approved but haven't made it to market. So, we're speculating that could be coming soon. Eric Balchunas, who seems to be, well, at least I consider him an expert on ETFs. He works for Bloomberg and reported earlier that he felt like we could see these ETFs come to market as early as the beginning of July. So that's plausible, and really, I think would give a lot of traders a reason to pick up some ETH before those ETFs come to market. Now, there's also speculation on whether ETH is going to suffer a similar fate that the Bitcoin ETFs did on their inception, and there are some similarities between the Grayscale products because Grayscale had an existing Bitcoin trust that they converted into an ETF, and they're doing the same thing with their ETH trust. However, those products came to market at different times. We're not sure what the pricing structure is going to be on the ETH ETF, and we do know that they had an exorbitantly high price structure on the BTC ETF, and that really seemed to be the reason for the mass exodus from Grayscale at that point. So we'll see how that all comes into fruition. But remember, after that bit of drawdown, after those initial outflows from Grayscale, the market really established some footing, and we did see a lot of money pour into and fuel demand for that BTC ETF. So we're waiting to see if we're going to see the similar fate here on the ETH side. Now, in terms of the technicals, this is where it gets interesting for me, right? Number one, we'll work backwards here. We do have a really nice trend precognition signal that came in a couple of days ago, and these are, of course, on the daily, but this is shifted, right? We saw a momentum shift here coming on Tuesday. We had this news yesterday as well that helped that pump go a little bit more, but now things are looking a little bit toppy as we approach that 21-day moving average. Now, this is short term. We're talking daily timeframes here, but you can see momentum shifting here with the A1 slope line and the Trend Precognition A1 algo. So those are things to consider, but let's kind of move away from the momentum side of it and just look at the technicals here for a moment. And what we can see is this Fibonacci chart is the macro. This is the macro fib from the all-time high to the swing low. And so let's first kind of establish what we're looking at here, right? This is from the all-time high to the swing low, and now we've had a nice retracement through the year that culminated in a top at the 786 fib. We lost that, fell through the 0.618, and reestablished some support here at the 0.5 fib. This is very, very important in my opinion. We had several retests down at this level. a little bit of a consolidation period, but multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, multiple retests at that point 0.5 fib, and then started to climb back out. This is when we started getting wind that the SEC was looking for applicants to dot their I's and cross their T's on those ETH ETF apps. This was on Monday the 20th. Nearly a 20% green candle pushed price back up above the 618. The ETFs approval was announced a few days later, and then moved higher, and then ultimately didn't quite make it to the 0.786, rejected. Came back down, and now we have 2 daily retests of support at that 618. So the bounce from the 618 is positive, clearing the 50-day moving average, again positive, but we have resistance here. So now we have to see how this plays out, right? Maybe we chop in here a little bit longer. Even if we get above this 21-day moving average, that would be positive. And there's plenty of room for upside here, right? So just a move from here, just back to where, from where we are now to resistance, local resistance here, that's just about a 4% move. But to get that back to that 786, that's a 14% move. And then, of course, to get back to, potentially to all-time highs, that would take us, obviously, if that happens, it's going to be likely into later in the year. That's a 38% move, and then we have price discovery from there. Who knows where we go, right? So that's my quick synopsis, my quick summary, if you will, on ETH. Now we're going to switch over to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin. Look at this move here. This is just freaking ridiculous, right? Things breaking down again, and we had some. It comes down to spoofing in the order book that really kind of facilitated this move in both directions. I'm looking at a short-term chart right now. That's why this looks so crazy volatile. But let's go back to the daily chart for a second here. And, what we're building off of here is obviously local support was at the 56.5 level. We made our way back up to that 2021 top. Through that, and then kind of established some new resistance up here above 71K. A breakdown, of course, has ensued since then. We lost 3 of the 4 key moving averages. This was really, really nasty, in my opinion, and obviously a sign of weakness. I think this trend precognition signal is about to invalidate if we see price inch much lower. At least it does for me anyway. So I'm not putting a lot of stock in that. However, you see the MACD rolling over here. So potentially this survives this little flush right here. Let's look at the order book, though, because this is where it really got interesting for me, right? We saw some liquidity coming into place here earlier in the week. That was actually on Monday. A nice buy wall here at the 60K level. And so we got a pump, we off of support. We had that wick after we lost these key moving averages. We got this wick down to the 64K level, which, that's an ugly story that flushed me out, but we went in depth on that yesterday, so no need to go there now. So, I'm looking to rebuild my position, so I'm okay with this happening right here. Since that trailing stop loss closed me out. So in any case, this may be short-lived, right? I think we're seeing a shakeout occur here, but look at the, for lack of better terms, manipulation that seems to be happening here in the order book through this time period, right? So we had this spoof here, right? And that happened I think it was right after the daily close last night, or daily open. And now we saw another one come into place, right? Another buy wall shows up at the 66K level before the economic reports came out. That helped push price up. And then as things started to break down, this spoofed. And so price is falling back through that. So we haven't had tremendous support in this area. So seeing these bids move up into place is why price responded the way that it did. And as they disappear, price is responding in kind to that as well. So where do we go? Right, we do have a cluster, a ladder rather, a bid support here in the 62 to 64K range that could potentially hold, but it's not super strong in my opinion, right? So I've been kind of hoping for a chance to buy down in this range. We have a lot of technical um, reasons to focus on this area here above kind of 57, 58 ish, that 58 to 60K range if we want to kind of round things up. And that is because of the history that we had here leading up to the prior all-time high back in 2021, right? Lots of confluence and tops and bottoms here on candles on different time frames, and this also holds true for the monthlies as well, right? I'm looking at this as really a key level that price needs to stay above in this situation for the monthly close, right? I want to see price stay above these levels for the monthly close. If we lose that, then we have some serious issues that we're going to have to contemplate whether price, will potentially bounce from the lower low. If we make this lower low here, things get potentially ugly. We have confluence, obviously, with the 200-day moving average. We look at the weeklies, and the weekly moving average is really the one that I want to see tested right now. I would love to see this happen right here. Boom, a test from that would be solid. If it holds, of course. If we break through, then I have concerns that we're going for this lower low. So that's what I'm looking at in the short term. You can see that on the weekly time frame, we're still trending downward. Trend Precognition is trending downward. MACD is trending downward. Let's see how we close this week. If we can close above this 21-day moving average, that would be good. Closing the month above this red, somewhere within or above this red box, and certainly above this lower low, I think are all key to our short-term health in Bitcoin. Going to wrap it right there. We'll be back in a little while. I've got another live stream with my buddy, the Trading Parrot, later today. Those are always good conversations. We have little different perspectives and use different tools, so it'd be neat to see how the things look. If we agree on what's happening, or we each learn something out of this. A couple of comments. Thanks you guys for the following for the comments. Viking, where can I watch this in 1080p? Twitter video is poor for you. Sorry about that, guys. Quality may be better on YouTube. Even those aren't in 1080. I got to upgrade if we're getting to 1080p. And if you want me to upgrade the tools that I'm using to get to the 1080p, then well, we need a little more love and a little more support. So keep the comments coming. If you like the streams, please smash all the buttons, share a comment. I engage with each and every one of them, and share these things. Help me grow the channel. And if we can grow this channel, then I will invest the extra cash and put some and upgrade to the next level of my streaming software. Simple as that. And Bowie, I'm sorry, you're not the first guy to tell me that Twitter quality is poor. Elon, Twitter quality is poor. It sucks, dude. Do something about it. In the meantime, you'll find a better version with written analysis on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. KA Pro Trading. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for following along. We will talk at you later today. Have a great day. And as always, trade safe, my friends.